Mount Fuji, a towering volcanic behemoth over 12,000 feet high southwest of Tokyo, one of the most colossal cultural icons in the world. Inspirational to so many and maybe metaphorical to what's at the base of the tallest mountain in Japan. This week in the shadows of the great spirited structure, of course, where the best amateur players in the Asia-Pacific region compete. The Taiheiyo Club, Gotemba, host to the 15th Asia-Pacific Amateur. To the champion, an invitation to next year's Masters and Open Championship. So coveted, so revered, this event changes lives, a catalyst to so many promising careers, like Japan's own Hideki Matsuyama, who won back-to-back a little more than a decade ago. This week, 120 amateurs from 40 countries and territories have arrived to compete for the ultimate prize in amateur golf, an invitation to not one, but two of the four majors. Not the scale of the mountain that towers above, but definitely the scope of how important a win would be to one young player's life. Who will be the lone man standing at the peak of one of golf's premier events, the amateur game? The Asia-Pacific Golf Confederation, in partnership with the Masters Tournament and the R&A, proudly present the 2024 Asia-Pacific Amateur Championship. 60 miles southwest of Tokyo at the Taiheiyo Club Gotemba. Since 1977, site of the prestigious Taiheiyo Masters, won by Seve, Jose Maria Olazabal, and Hideki Matsuyama. Tiger famously chipped in here at the World Cup 2001. Gotemba now hosting elite amateurs from across the region, with spots in the Masters and the Open on the line. Rich Lerner pleased to be alongside member of the New Zealand Golf Hall of Fame, 15 times a winner around the world, Frank Novello. Former world #1 ranked amateur Colt Knost, U.S. amateur champion. Paul Gow, Australian professional, also out on the golf course. And Amanda Balionis has interviews and feature stories. Well, this was a nice honor for five-time Japanese mid-amateur champion Yutaka Toyoshima, hitting the first shot for this 15th edition, Frank, of the Asia-Pacific Amateur.
The sun was out at 6:30 in the morning. He striped it down the middle. One of the 10 strong local contingents, obviously favorites for the week.
Yeah, respectable 1/71, and he did make the cut at the age of 47. Now here's the defending champ, Jasper Stubbs from Australia.
Struggled on the opening day, but started to resurrect the round. That was an excellent second shot at the uphill par 4 8th.
He would shoot 2/72. Here's the highest ranked player in the field, world #5 from China, Wen Yiding.
Downhill putt at the par 3, and the greens rolled beautifully.
His dad loves it. He's an All-America at Arizona State, won the 2022 U.S. Junior Amateur at Bandon Dunes. Here is maybe the best hope for the home side, Rintaro Nakano of Japan.
There was one eagle on day one, and that was it at the par 5 third.
Outstanding player. And now at the 13th, Frank.
Rain now coming, sunshine gone. John Rahm-like swing for Nakano, and this is good. No problems with the conditions. Great shot.
On his way to 4/66. Now from Hong Kong, Wang Ngai Shen, 21 years old, was tied for 24th last year at Royal Melbourne.
This at the converted par 5, so a birdie here was rare.
He shoots 4/66. Now also from Japan, Taishi Moto, 19 years old, play at the University of Arizona.
His second shot into the 9th. This is his 18th hole of the day. Hits it close, came back in 30 for a round of 66.
To Randy Bintang from Indonesia.
No Indonesian has ever played in the Masters or the Open Championship. Great approach shot.
Beautiful shot, cashes in. And now at the 9th, short putt for par.
And more importantly, an opening round of 65.
Randy Bintang came out of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship academies that have been established in some of the less developed golf countries, providing top-notch instruction, equipment, a wonderful development. So this first round leaderboard, let's see, outstanding day for the home country of Japan.
Yeah, we had sunshine and rain. We were going to get 4 seasons in a very short period of time here at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.
Well, Frank, you know this is about so much more than a single trophy. 120 players, 120 stories. For more, here's Amanda Balionis.
One of the best stories in the field this week is Rashid Akil from Lebanon, 66 years old, and is making his 9th start here at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Obviously, living in Lebanon right now is not easy. And we asked Rashid if it was ever a question if he would not participate in this year's AAC, and he gave us a resounding no, saying this is the best week of his year. Golf is the thing that brings him the most joy in his life, and he loves seeing his name as a part of this field and on this leaderboard. And he's very proud of the fact that he has earned an invitation here at 66 years old. Take a look at this age difference. This is what makes the game great. This is what makes this championship exceptional. 54 years younger, still in the same field, is Salam Al-Abdalit. 12 years old, he's the youngest player in the field. But when I asked him what that meant, he said, yeah, it's special, but it doesn't intimidate me. I have every intention of making the cut here this week. Of course, he was probably buoyed from the confidence of winning gold just last week at the Pan Arab Games, but you can see Salam expects a lot of himself already at 12 years old. He is so fun to talk to, such a spunky kid with a whole lot of personality and a whole lot of passion for this game. 54-year-old age difference, playing on the same golf course at the same championship with the same goals in mind. It's incredible stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. Golf bridging age gaps and cultural gaps as well. You're my opponent, not my enemy. We're in competition, not conflict. Frank, you've traveled the world. Love of golf, it's universal.
Certainly is refreshing when the one language every one of these 120 players speak is golf. But a big delay purely because of the fog and rain, 6.5 hours. But then the second round continued.
Here's a young man from Malaysia, Rizk Adam Rohizam. Does it have enough? Yes, it does.
It's a great way to back up his opening round of 67, 68 to be well positioned.
Plays college golf at Missouri University of Science and Technology in the United States. Now here is Rintaro Nakano.
It was a poor tee shot, come up short, but that chip just saved the day.
Has a lot of moxie in his game, and now at the 15th.
Short game. This goes through the hollow and up the hill. And it was never going to miss.
Rintaro Nakano continuing to apply the pressure. Here's Wen Yi Ding for birdie at 16. It's a pretty stroke, Frank.
It is. He just picked apart the golf course, was very patient. What's the role of this? That line, end over end.
He was runner-up a year ago, lost the playoff, in fact, to Jasper Stubbs at Royal Melbourne in Australia. Now third at the short par 5 18th for Nakano.
Yeah, one of just 2 par 5s here. Nakano forced to lay up, but showing a complete game.
Good look at birdie. Now playing alongside Wen Yi Ding, his third, greenside bunker.
You know, just the sound, you just knew he hit that bunker shot beautifully, nearly guaranteeing his fall.
Now for the birdie, Nakano.
Once again, no signs of weakness in his game.
That's Tommy Nakajima, great Japanese professionals. And now Ding to match. So they both shoot 67. It is Nakano in at 7 under par, and Wen Yi Ding at -6. Two of the pre-championship favorites, right where we thought they would be. And then back for morning golf. Here is Randy Bintang, who didn't get to play on Friday.
Yeah, didn't hit a single shot because of the delay. They restarted 7:30. He was off and running. Now 15, the par 4. Up a little downhill lie. Good swing, too, for the Indonesian.
He's turning 21 later this week. So Bintang, after the opening 65, backs it up with a respectable 69 -6 and only one shot back. And Frank, here's the way it looked after 36 holes.
It certainly set up well. Leaderboard had started to condense, but that final group was going to be Nakano, Ding, and Bintang. 3 different countries, so it set up for a great third round.
36-hole summary. It is Rintaro Nakano, 2023 Japanese amateur champion who's fared well in some professional events, actually played PGA Tour event in Hawaii early in 2024. 13 players within 4, so the leaderboard is packed tightly. Japan showing out very well, and then you like to see all those different nationalities represented, Frank.
Yeah, it's across the board how the area has developed now, producing heroes.
Halfway through here in Japan. Coming up, third round highlights of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Here's the other great Grow the Game initiative on the amateur side. It is the Latin America Amateur Championship. Mid-January of 2025, we're back to Pilar Golf Club outside Buenos Aires in Argentina, where this championship debuted in 2015. 2 dignitaries, Martin Slumbers, Neil Farquharson on the far left from the R&A, and there's Chairman Ridley. And then on the far right from the USGA, Fred Perpall and Mike Wan. Well, this championship would not have been possible without the support from 3 major organizations: the Masters Tournament, the R&A, and the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation. It continues to be their mission to elevate the amateur game in every region of the world. With more, here's Amanda Balionis.
This is the 15th staging of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship, and we're in the foothills of Mount Fuji at the beautiful Taiheiyo Club in Gatemba. For the founding partners, it's another opportunity to grow the game in this region, with invites to some of golf's biggest tournaments waiting for this year's champion. Being here in Japan, it only makes sense that we start this by talking about Hideki Matsuyama. When you think about Hideki and his journey, winning here multiple times, now becoming a Masters champion, what has that done for this championship?
And he was special. I mean, even as a young man, he was very special. He's one of those guys that actually lived the dream, you know, and then he went on to win the Masters. That was something that showed the path to everybody, that if Hideki can do it, I can do it.
Well, I think all of us who were in Tokyo in 2010 realized that Hideki was a special talent. You know, just had a very exciting game, hit the ball a mile, and just had a lot of charisma.
Hideki broke the ceiling, and we were at dinner the other night, and someone said, what's the 5 best photographs of golf? And I had no hesitation to say in my top 5 was his caddy when he won the Masters and he bowed to the golf course.
It's been really gratifying to watch Hideki through the years. He's been a great representative of Asia Pacific and a great representative of golf.
I've had players tell me this week, there's no way to describe a venue like this when I go back home because there's nothing like it in my country. How important is it to come to a club like this, Taiheiyo Golf Club in Gatemba?
It's staged in a way that every single player should feel uncomfortable walking onto the first tee, because we are trying to push them in a nice way out of their comfort zone, because that's how you find out how good you are and whether you can step up and play.
So it just really elevates the experience. You know, those who are able to play want to come back again. They want to go home and tell their friends at home, you know, about the experience and where we're going to be next year.
It's the 15th anniversary of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. That is a considerable milestone.
It's a great example about collaboration and three organizations being way stronger than three individuals. And we had a shared vision of where it went. There was a commitment. There aren't many professional events that are as staged as well as this. And there was just that desire to think long term. And again, our job as administrators of the game is to think long term and not get overawed by the moment.
We all felt that if we were going to be serious about this endeavor, that we ought to make the commitment and really jumpstart it by awarding the winner an invitation to the Masters. And we could have never done this championship without our partners. Of course, the RNA, having run championships for over 100 years. But for us to come to this part of the world, we definitely needed partners. And the RNA and the Asia Pacific were just perfect partners.
Immediately elevated everything. We started getting more membership into the Asia Pacific. The juniors started playing. There was a knock-off effect, you know, a domino effect.
It's undisputed that the players have gotten better over the 15 years. And that's not only in the number of top players that we see, probably where we might have had 10 or 12 players that had an opportunity or could even win the tournament in the early years, it's probably now 30 or 40. And so the depth of the field has really improved a lot.
And I've seen the professionalism develop. I've seen the way the players react to it. I think we've done something special for the game. Long may it continue to grow.
Frank, hats off to those organizations. What a 15 years it's been.
It certainly has been, Rich.
Now to the third round highlights. Pick it up with Rintaro Nakano, third at number 3. Howard, his second shot, hole high.
There was 2 huge hits and some wet, soggy conditions, trying to get as much play completed as possible on Saturday afternoon.
Started mid-afternoon, the third round, after finishing the second early on Saturday. Now, Sung-Hyun Ahn from South Korea.
Yeah, great bounce back after that opening round of 72 as he forges his way up the leaderboard.
To Rizk Rohizam from Malaysia.
Wet, soggy conditions. Got to fly that ball every inch of the way. Oh, this is good. Got a chance.
So that was at the 5th hole. And that was very late in the day. Heavy rains, darkness descending. So they come back on Sunday morning to finish up that third round. And here is Sung-Hyun Ahn for birdie at 15.
So he was going to back up that second round of 65 with 66. What a charge.
And here's Zuqing Zhou from China. He's a freshman at Cal Berkeley. Remember, Samson Zheng, who lost the playoff a year ago down at Royal Melbourne, also player at Cal Berkeley, now playing the professional ranks. Here's Zhou one more time.
Green's about 11 on the stimp meter. That's smooth.
He is trying to become China's 4th different winner of this championship. Wen Yiding, also from China.
No surprise, the highest ranked amateur in the field. Ever so close to the top of the leaderboard.
15. Steady rain. It's what they've dealt with all week long. He's unbothered. And so, here we go. Zhou from China with Wen Yiding. 9 under par. Good bounce back late, Frank, from Rintaro Nakano.
Certainly needed it too. The ground was hitting in the wrong direction. Fought hard for that third round of 70.
Well, coming up, final round, biggest round of their lives. Spots in the Masters and the Open on the line from the Taeo Club Gotemba in Japan. They are trying to scale the mountain at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Next year, the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship is going to the fastest growing city in the world, to Dubai, late October in the UAE. Frank, it's also become a golfing hotbed.
Certainly is. A golfer's paradise with weather to match.
Great professionals have won there, including Rory McIlroy through the years. You see the dignitaries for that announcement. Ian Pattinson, Neil Farquharson on the far left from the R&A, and far right, see Pat Battle, and to his right, Chairman Fred Ridley. Now to the highlights. Final round here, the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. How about this shot at 17 from the 20-year-old from South Korea, Sung-Yup Cho.
Rich, 220 yards, and it's worth watching more than once, that's for sure. This was dead, solid, and I dare say, perfect.
Yes. Plays his college golf in the United States at Colorado Christian, a round of 67 and a memory for a lifetime. He ties for 8th. Now, I love this shot. Rintaro Nakano has to have an eagle for any chance. The final hole, the par 5. That strength.
Muscled it onto the 18th green, the par 5 and 2.
This for eagle, to put a little heat on the front runner.
3 feet out, it looked good.
Chance. He comes home in 5 under 30, round of 67. Excellent performance, leading that Japanese contingent. He is a solo third and a player to watch in the future. Now, Zuqing Zhou of China.
Surprisingly, he hit an iron off the tee, so had to hit a full-blooded 3-wood for a second. But this was hit right out of the middle of the club.
He's 1 shot back at this point. Right over the flagstick, but deep.
Finished in a precarious situation. Ball on the downslope, well below the level of the green, and then he hits this magical pitch.
Great set of hands. Almost. So he taps for the birdie, and he's in with 68 at 11 under par. Cal has a good one, Cal Berkeley. Now to Wen Yi Ding back at the 9th hole.
After a poor second shot, finishes up making 3, a birdie at 9.
Putts well, he chips it well. Has very few weaknesses in his game. Now staring straight down at it at the 10th.
So many good approach shots he hit during the course of the week. Inside 15 feet. This was another example. Sets up back-to-back birdies at 9 and 10.
And comes to the 17th, that par 3 where we saw the 8th. This moment, he's tied. This the shot of the championship under the circumstances.
Rich, he'll turn 20 in just over a month, but this is a shot that he will remember forever.
And he would make that for birdie. So 1 shot lead, playing the final hole, and this nervy putt, Frank, to win it.
And he putted it quickly too. Then all of a sudden the emotion started to flow.
Wen Yi Ding, playoff loser a year ago in Australia at Royal Melbourne, said he was determined. It reminded him, never give up. And he came here with the added pressure of being the favorite. As the highest ranked player of the field, 5th in the World Amateur Golf Rankings, and it is 67, Wen Yi Ding winning by 1. Here is the champion with Amanda Balionis.
And it's an honor to introduce our 2024 champion, the highest ranked player in the field, Wen Yi Ding. In your 4th start here, you came here with 1 goal only, and that was to leave in the top spot. You did it. What does it mean to you?
This meant a lot. It's my last amateur events, and if I play bad, I probably lose my card for DP World Tour. So a lot of pressure. Like, no player can feel no pressure in the tournament. So it's been awesome.
This championship creates heroes. Talk to me about the 17th.
were you aware of where you stood on the leaderboard and how important that tee shot would be to claim this victory?
So honestly, before this tournament, I felt really bad. I can't even find myself. And even yesterday, sometimes I lose it because I'll go to the left. So I was leading before 17. I don't want to make birdie. I don't want to save a par. But after I hit it, yeah, it's good. And I saw my teammate Eric. He made birdie on 18, so we were tied. So I have to make a birdie.
It was absolutely incredible. We talked about your energy levels this week, how you were pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. What did you prove to yourself this week through all of the challenges, all of the weather that this championship gave you?
So I just really grateful for this tournament. And I just tell myself it's the last one. You have to be good.
Frank, that was powerful.
Certainly was. Started the game at the age of 6, and you heard him say he just completed his last ever amateur event.
He has climbed the mountain here in the shadow of Mount Fuji with his dad on the bag. Great thanks to our hosts here in Japan, Masanari Iketani and President Shun Han from the Taeo Club, to Masters Tournament Chairman Fred Ridley and the dedicated members of Augusta National for their unwavering commitment to bettering this game, to Martin Slumbers of the R&A wishing you well in your next chapter. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from Japan, where Wen Yi Ding has won the 2024 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship.